After 4 years at Deportivo and back-to-back third-place finishes behind top dogs Real Madrid and Barcelona, after failing to keep up in the title race the last 2 seasons, this year we're ready to go all the way. Can we do it? Let's go and find out. Okay, preparations for our title challenge. Our squad is very solid, and with the 2 new signings in from last season, we don't have much room in the squad for new players. And we don't really have the money to go and get major upgrades, so I guess we just ride out with the same team, unless I can get some guys out. And to introduce the new guys, our new star boy striker, Halenkm, 18 years old, 6'6", and these attributes, no doubt that he will be a star for us. The other end, Bryce the Bookmace. More of a cover at left back, a player who lets us be fluid with our backline. In terms of outs this summer, nobody was really interested in any of our squad, outside of the goalkeepers. Bishasari was an early target for Leicester, but he is more than happy to stay, and with a release clause of 60 million, I don't have to worry much about these bids. But Bishasari wasn't the only wanted goalkeeper. Astrolaga is also the target of half of Europe, but these bids are far from his value, and he has a release clause of 25 mil, so we're okay for now. I don't really want to sell him. He's a great backup, and just in case Bishasari gets injuries again this season, he needs to stay. But then Everton came in with a £24 million bid, and that money really could help me bring some improvements to this side, so we accept it. Wait, it must be the Club World Cup because the window's open for a week and now it's closed, so the transfer's been cancelled. Well, I guess we're going to have to deal with this again once the window opens. In some nice news, and to keep up with this goalkeeper heavy focus, our former backup goalkeeper Pereño is retired, but he signs with us as the youth team goalkeeper coach, keeping the culture strong at Deportivo. Well, I hope you guys like goalkeepers because the window's back open and Everton are back in for Astrolaga. And now for whatever reason they're willing to pay us slightly more than before, but they wouldn't be the only team that's involved. Anderlecht throw their hat in the ring and pay his release clause, so now it's up to him where he goes. So I go searching the market for potential improvements. Maybe we can bolster our depth out wide and sign Juve, who's out of contract at the end of the season. Maybe Eze can give us some real star quality in the middle. Diakite at the back to help us improve what is already the best defence in the Liga. Wait, no, never mind. He's rejected it. Why? Why would he do that? Well, forget about those plans. Astrolaga stays. Again, when I really wasn't lying, we don't have any plans to sign anybody. The season's here, and this is our squad. Very recognisable from last season. But this season, some young players have made the squad. Miguel from Season 2's intake has taken some massive steps in his game and is ready to make an impact in the first team, as is Yuri Cecilia. He's back after a very impactful last campaign in the first team. Another Season 2 youth player, Enrique Navarro, will also join the squad, and the rest of the youth players will be loaned out. So now all there is to do is register the squad and our title charge begins. Wait, no, okay, it's never that easy. God, I hate the Spanish rules. So, I can't register Cecilia and Mace because they're 19, but under 19 players don't need to be registered. Cecilia ain't even 20 until the season ends. Since when did 19 not count as under 19? Okay, piece of advice for everybody thinking about doing a save in Spain. Don't. The rules are stupid. Go and do a save in Germany. They don't care about registration. Okay, rant over. Let's go and start the season. We have Osasuna at home, but wait, Jeremy got injured in pre-season, so he's out. Oh, and Lauriero too. Okay, so we have one right back for a few months. Great. It's going to be one of those seasons, isn't it? Okay, Osasuna at home. Let's go. There you go. Some joy to start the season. This year's going to be our year. Who's going to stop us? Certainly not Malaga. Cuenca in for his debut, and a goal for him. How else was he going to start his life at Deportivo? Only 2 games in August, and we have a perfect start. September, and this perfect start continues. Valencia beaten thanks to an incredible solo goal from Oscar Pietzuelski. Sociedad up next, and Mela gave us the lead to keep the good times going. And then a 90th minute goal from John Duran floored us. Made worse by the fact they'd already scored a penalty earlier in the half, so we fall to our first defeat of the season. No time to dwell on that defeat. Sevilla up next, and Jeremy is back, and he'd make his presence felt with 2 assists and the 2-0 win. So after 5, we're second, behind the perfect Real Madrid. Great. Champions League time, and with our issues at right back, the game versus Bayer Leverkusen sees us start youngster Oyanate. Yeah, well, he played great, and we draw 0-0. We've had some tricky games to start the season, playing most of the typical top sides in the Liga, but this is the first real test. Real Madrid. 20 minutes in, and of course we have a corner. Played short. Great link up from Oscar and Patino, sees Mercado finish past the goalkeeper. Great start. On the edge of the half, we get caught up by a deep through ball, and Judas through finishes with ease to equalise. Brennan Johnson down the wing? Yeah, he's here for some reason. Cross won by Mbappe. Bishasari makes a mess of it, and Endrick taps home for the lead. Rare mistake by Bishasari around the hour mark, and a free kick cleared as far as Endrick, who fires back into the box. Camavinga guides into the net. Real Madrid are pulling away now. Late stage of the game, Jude plays through Endrick, scores again. Madrid were too much for us today. Endrick played us off the park. So after that, Madrid stay perfect. Barca also unbeaten behind me, and a new team is getting involved in this race early on. Why is Girona up here? Don't they know this is my year to win the league? I need this more than they do. A 93rd minute penalty versus Inter looked like we stole a great win, but DeMarco equalises seconds later, 3-3. Another draw in Europe. Back in the league, and we don't let those last two results affect as much, as last season's signing Gelabert gets his first goal of the club in the win in the derby against Celta Vigo. It wouldn't be all joy to end the month though, as in that derby when Bishasari would pick up a knock which would see him miss 5 weeks. Thank God we didn't sell Astrolaga. The September international break only means one thing. Time for some injuries. This season it's Partner who misses 2 weeks, and Kabashi, who's out for 4 weeks. So now we're short in centre mid. And now Mella's coming to me complaining about broken promises? What? I genuinely don't have a clue what he's talking about. Well, it's FM, so I just say sorry, he says thank you. What a waste of time. October, and with an easier looking month, it's time to get some wins on the board. Well, we batter Espanyol and Getafe, but can't put any of our chances away, so we drop some more points. So early on into this supposedly easy month, we haven't won a game. Jesus. And to make things worse, after 9 games, we're now 9th, and Girona are now joint top, after Real lose a game. If they dare win this title. We're struggling to create chances, so versus Villarreal, I decided to change a few things. In possession, we now sit wider, while out of possession, we'll be less passive and try and press more and higher. With the tactic, the midfield playmaker moves into an advanced playmaker, and because of that, the right winger will now play as a regular winger rather than a wide forward. And well, that worked a treat. We fly home 3-0 winners, with youngster Miguel scoring a wonder goal. That's some way to introduce us up to the fans. Remember the name, Francisco Miguel. In the Champions League, we make it 3 draws in a row as we hold on versus Porto, so we are clinging on to a qualifying spot as it stands, but plenty of games to go. Our biggest worry at the moment is the fact that the player that we signed to be our new big goal scorer isn't scoring. No goals for Cuenca since his debut goal in the second game of the season. But in better news, Bishasari's back from injury. And luckily, because Astrolaga hasn't been covering himself in glory as of yet. And with Bishasari back, it could only mean one thing. The clean sheets are back, as we brush past Valladolid. Next up, we end the month with a massive league game versus Barcelona. If we wanted any chance of winning the title this season, we have to take points against the big two. Early in the game, Podolski finds himself high up the pitch, swings one into the box. Erisabel rises highest to head home for the lead. Second half, a smart set piece from Jeremy finds Cabello, who plays a lovely ball into Mercado, who smashes past Garcia for a 2-goal lead. Well, that's it. With that win, we go above Barcelona into third. 3 points behind the current league leaders, Girona. Come on, what are we doing this season? Anyway, they both have a game in hand, so we're still a little way off. November, and this save has gone the same way every season. We get a big win, I get excited, and then the very next game, we fall apart again. Quarter to up next. Who wants to guess what's going to happen? Yeah, dominated. But this time, we would sneak a late winner. Maybe this season we mean real business. We follow that win with our first win in the Champions League as we edged out Sporting at home. Bilbao were next to visit us, and they would get completely dominated. An Erisabel masterclass with 2 goals and 2 assists. And after an awkward start to the season, that win takes us top of the league. Yeah, whatever, Real Madrid and Girona have 2 games in hand. It's all mind games. We'll psych them out by being top. Okay, forget about that. I hate this team. We slip up again. We have 4 losses already this season. We're going to have to pull off something crazy if we want any chance of winning the league. So we stay 6 points behind Girona. We just get our backup right back from injury, just for him to injure himself in training. So we're going to go a bit longer without our backup right back. We end the month with a Champions League game versus Arsenal. That goes exactly how you would expect. At this rate, we won't even qualify. December, and we need a change in fortunes. And quick, or this season's going to be over before we even know it. Atletico up first, and a first half goal by the ever reliable Cabello is enough to see them off. In the Champions League, another dominant performance provides us with nothing as we get yet another European draw. Okay, we're still clinging on to that qualification spot. Somehow the biggest game of the season so far versus Girona, who are still top, are winning this game, and maybe it would drag us back into some sort of title challenge. Or it'll just open the door for Real to take it away. Quiet game so far, but Oscar's causing trouble out wide. Plays a nice 1-2 of Erisabel, comes inside, nice finish, we have the lead. Just over 5 minutes later, Francis chips the nice ball in between our defence, and Brian Gill brings it down and finishes well. Okay, we're level. Just before the half, our defence once again gets caught out by a deep through ball. Loren is through, he drifts wide, they work it nicely around the box, and Tiscankov finishes for the lead before half time. Deep into the second half, Oscar plays a searching ball out to Mella, who does brilliantly to bring it down, and he finds his way into the box and equalises. We share the points. After that draw, we sit 4th, but it's all very tight at the top. End of the month, and we finally see our new striker find the net again, as he bags 2 against Mallorca. Luckily for us this season, Arethabiel has been back in the goals, but hopefully Cuenca can pick up some more goals now. As for Mulatiari, he's not really got the game time this season, considering we signed another striker. All that chasing we did in season 2 for him just to end up like this. What a shame. January, and with this side starting to frustrate me, shall we throw the money that we do have at some better players? Remember that dream list from earlier? Well, those players now can be approached on pre-contract deals, as it's looking more likely that we're not going to win the league this season, so I'm going to probably have to play another season. Juve, not asking for crazy money, would be a great pickup. Eze, he's asking for big money, but he would be a massive upgrade in the middle. Diakite, nope, he's not interested. Clubs are back in for the summer's number 1 target, Astrolaga, and after his subpar performances this season, I don't even care if he goes. It's Lagmar players release clause, so let's go and look for some improvements right now. Again, same issues as the summer. Squad is full, so we need players to leave to get new guys in, but since Laurier has been injured all season and his contract's running out, let's just replace him now. 4 options. Andres Garcia, decent player, but would cost a fair bit. Mark Pubil, far better player, but would cost slightly more. Joao Ferreira, more well-rounded defender and far cheaper, but our choice? Rosas. The cheapest option, but definitely not the worst option. The best defender out of the bunch, some great mentals and good attacking attributes. 6.5 mil gets him through the door. Nice contract. It's nice to have a more attacking option on the right hand side. And joining him on the ends is Abir Eze. He accepted the contract, so he'll be joining us next season, if there is a next season. Juve sadly would rather move elsewhere, but all we can do is throw more money at him and see what he says, and he says no. Of course, Astrolaga, who wants to leave but keeps rejecting every team that approaches him, rejects AZ, so he's staying again for the 3rd time. An end of an era for us. Although a short one, the once beautiful love story comes to an end, as Mulatiari is unhappy with his lack of football, so hands in a transfer request. We worked so hard to get this man in after a great season on loan in season 1, but there's a reason why they say never fall in love with a loan player. Mulatiari, thank you for being here. Well, we'll never forget that season 1. Almeria come in with a 7.5 mil bid, which is way more than I was expecting, so that's the end of this story. Okay, back to the games. Of course we crash out of the Supercopa, but again, I don't care about this competition. But back in the league, an utter domination sees us past Ras and Santander. Rosas gets an assist in his debut as we beat Malaga, but it wouldn't be all joy in that game as Jeremy gets injured, so he misses a month. Champions League, and get ready for another draw. But what? Against Club Brugge? Jesus, we're not going to qualify at this rate. 1 more game to go. All we need to do is win. Back in the league, and the disappointment carries on, as we rely on a late Gellerberg goal to draw against Osasuna. So, after 21, we're still somehow only 6 points behind the leaders, who are now Real Madrid. I assume the Girona collapse starts here. It was nice while it lasted, hey Girona. We end the month with Judgment Day in the Champions League as we play Zurich, which seems easy, but you've been watching. We've been awful this season, so who knows what's going to happen here. Late goal in the first half by Arethabiel sees us take a 5-goal lead to half time, so yeah, I think we're going to be okay here. We just about qualify for the next round. Deadline coming in with Mulatiari gone, we have space for another player. So we could just add our backup right back into the squad, now he's fit again. Or we could use the money to marginally improve the side. So yeah, welcoming Kota, who's a good attacking fullback. He'll be just backup to Ngenthron. Wait, Juve hasn't signed for anybody yet. Okay, well, I guess I can just try again. Wait, what? So maybe we are going to have to play another season just so I can use Juve. February. This could be a real make or break month for us. We draw Arsenal in the Champions League, so forget about that competition. We're in the quarterfinal of the Copa del Rey versus Sociedad, so it could be nice to go on another cup run. But we also have a massive game against Real Madrid to end the month, so let's get into that. Okay, cool, yeah, forget about all this then. After 22 games, we're 8 points behind Real Madrid. Onto the cup. Good work out wide from Oscar that sees him make his way inside, and he finishes to give us the lead. Sociedad work it nicely in the edge of the box, but We are merely spectators as Kubo walks through and equalises. We're level minutes into the second half. Game's quiet, goes to extra time. John Duran gets played over the top. He wriggles through our defence like they aren't there. Sociedad are ahead. That's their second shot on target in the game. 2 shots, 2 goals. What is happening to our defence? 110th minute. Mella beats his man out wide. Gets to the byline, cuts it back. Galibert's there to level it. 10 minutes to find a winner. 120th minute. It's now all penalties. Rosas out wide, makes his way to the byline, cuts across, and there's Cuenca for the winner. We did it. A horrible defensive performance, but our dominance prevails. We're going to the semi-final. Okay, now we have to play Sociedad again, but in the league this time. And one little tweak before this game. I'm fed up with the performances again, so we're going to revert back to the regular tactic and we're going to press less, since it's done us good throughout this save. And well, 2 goals from Mella, see us take a victory. Time for the Champions League knockouts versus Arsenal, who have already dismantled us once in the league stage, so I'm not expecting anything here. 35th minute. Mella with the ball out wide, 3 men on him. He works it to the edge to Patino, who lets fly, and bang! No keeper stopping that. Patino against his former club. We take the lead. Saka carries the ball up the pitch. We get a tackling, but it falls back to Arsenal. Some nice one-touch play sees Ethan Waneri smash home with a lovely goal. We're level. Early in the second half, Oscar's running the wing, tricks his way into the box, cuts it back to Mercado, who smashes home for a trademark Deportivo goal. We lead. Our mark. Corner taken short. Mercado beats his man, wanders into the box, no pressure, finishes past the goalkeeper, 3-1, with ease. Arsenal would find a late goal back, but that Mercado masterclass sees us win a smash and grab. Sevilla in the league, and it's that man again as we dominate in a 1-0 win. Now time for the 3 games which will make or break our season. Arsenal second leg, Real in the league, and Barca first leg in the semi-cup final. Our season could literally be over in February. Second leg versus Arsenal, and after that impossible first leg performance, surely we can't do that again. Arsenal work the ball nicely, and it's all very easy. Rice cuts it back for Valverde, who shot deflecting off Havertz, and that's the first goal of the game. We're level on aggregate. On the edge of half-time, Saka plays a nice ball inside. Havertz, who is surely offside, tucks home. Come on, offside? No? Fine. Arsenal take the lead. 75th minute, Waneri chips the ball into the box. Bishasari comes for it, gets nowhere near it. Saka smashes home. It's all over now. So that's the end of the Champions League journey this season. That's okay. Time to lock in for the league. Game 2 of this season's defining run. To my disbelief, we're still somehow in this race, and only 4 points behind Real, so a win here could really throw us back into this. Here we go. Opening moments of the game, Madrid caught napping as Cabello sends a lovely ball out wide to Jeremy. He beats his man and cuts the ball back to Mercado, who scores. This is just the standard Deportivo goal. Not much going on in this game, but late on, nice play from Mercado sends through wonderkid Cuenca, who finishes off the post to wrap up the game. A massive win in the title race. We actually battered them, and again, it's that man Mercado who's having himself one hell of a month. 9 goals and 6 assists this season. What a player. More importantly, we're 3 points behind now leader Girona, who haven't yet fell off, but it's coming, surely. Okay, now time for the Copa del Rey first leg. After that Real win and how the table is looking, I now care slightly less about this game, but we'll still push for a win. We need the momentum right now. Opening minute and Oscar and Patino work it well out wide, find Mercado on the edge, who lays it off for Patino, whose shot takes a wild deflection and ends up in the net. We'll take it. 10 minutes later, Ruben Lopez rounds Xavi, who chops him down on the edge of the box. Only one thought in the ref's mind: red card. Things are going in our favour. Free kick for Barca, swung in, Simeone rises highest, heads home for the equaliser. The 10 men are level, and we could not make our advantage count. First leg ends in a draw. February in parts frustrating, but as a whole we get some massive results, and as a result, we win Manager of the Month for the first time this season. Signs that things are getting better. March, and looking at the run-in, we have some nice fixtures, but also some massive games versus Barca and Girona. What? Well, this isn't how I want to start the month. Crying about playing time? You've started 23 games. You're the 7th highest in the team. What more do you want? These players are really starting to annoy me. Anyway, a win against Celta Vigo sees us go top until the other teams play. So, still in third, 2 points behind leaders Real. 11 are beaten in the league. The momentum's cooking. Espanyol, and an early penalty for them, and I thought it was going to be a classic lackluster performance. But we turned it around in the first half thanks to a brace from Aretha Biel. A result made sweeter as Girona lose, and Barca, who have 2 games in hand, are playing Real Madrid. A draw would be the perfect result, and that's exactly what we get. Somehow in this mess of a season, after 27 games, we're level at the top, and we have the momentum with 12 games unbeaten and 5 wins in a row. Can we actually do this? Villarreal up next, and Aretha Biel steps up as he often does with a goal and 2 assists in the first half. But the game wouldn't be all joyous as Oscar picks up an injury, so now he'll be out for 2 weeks. Hopefully the other boys can step up for us. And step up they did. David Mellon with a goal and an assist to see off Getafe, so we continue to set the pace at the top, 7 wins in a row. Next up the second leg versus Barcelona, and I didn't really care about the first leg, and I definitely don't care about the second leg, but we're still in this game, so let's just see what happens. Well, it was a game for goalkeepers, so we hold that for penalties. Torres misses the second for them, so my eyes light up. Maybe I do care about this trophy, but then Gelabert misses the very next penalty, so it's all even. Holzer misses our 4th penalty, so it's over. Fermin Lopez wins it, and we're denied a derby day in the final. Anyway, let's not let this get us down. I didn't care pre-match, let's hope it doesn't affect our league form. Oscar back fit for the trip to Valladolid, it would be that man again, Aretha Biel, who takes the plaudits with 2 more goals and a 4-1 win. What a lovely team move. So much is perfect in the league, which wins me back-to-back Manager of the Month awards. April, things are heating up. We cannot afford to drop points this season, and still we need to rely on Real and Barca dropping points. This is going to go right down to the wire. Cordoba up first, and it would be crybaby pattern over brace to keep our run going. Us and Madrid inseparable at the moment. The same points, the same record, and looking at their run, they have it far easier than we have. We have to pray that they're more focused on the Champions League campaign where they play Man City in the quarterfinals. Bilbao were dismantled by 3 of the stars of this save, Jeremy, Aretha Biel and Mercado, 4-1 win. Next up, Real Betis. They sit in 5th, so they must be doing alright. Their form looks good. Wait, what? They've won 10 games in a row? Oh god, this running is way harder than I thought. Playing the form team in the league, and as so many games this season has gone, we dominate but can't find the net. I thought we worked past this. Until the dying embers of the game. And who steps up but our 19-year-old boy wonder, signed in the summer, Cuenca, who turns his man, slides past the goalkeeper for a late winner. Over to you, Real. They play Sevilla, and after a 40th minute Isak Johannesson goal gives them the lead, it felt like he was going towards another easy Real win. Until the 69th minute, Isak Ramirez steps up with a massive goal in terms of this title race. Real drop points. We're top of the league, but for real this time. Following that draw, Real are now out of the Champions League too, after crashing out to Man City. Damn, now their full focus is on this title. Next up for us, Atletico Madrid. They're not in the top 5, but still a dangerous side. Wait, where are they in the league? What? 18th? How are they in the relegation zone? What is Stefano Poli doing? Oh no. This should be easy now, but their team clearly isn't relegation level. You know how FM is. Here we go. But a first half set piece and second half goals from Holzer and Cuenca would be enough to breeze past the relegation candidates. That win takes us clear at the top. Real are no longer the main threat though. They lose to Girona. Barcelona have played their games in hand, and now they're right behind us. Well, 3 points behind us. As always in FM, when you get to the end of the season, and the games get a bit more important, or you've got a cup final, they will litter you with injuries. So here comes that. First up in Genthron, and he's out for 3 to 5 days. Bullet dodged. Oh wait, there's another. Kota. Oh, okay, it's 3 to 5 weeks, but he is just a backup. He wasn't expected to play anyway. Oh god, there's one more injury. 3 to 7 weeks. But it's a random youth player. So that's 3 bullet dodged. Back to the title race. Next up, Girona. They kept up with the big boys for way longer than this season than I was expecting. But like us, in the past few seasons, this is when they start to fall away. Like, you know, when it matters. But we're a different animal this season. We're battle-handed from those years of falling off. And we're ready for this title. And we're ready to make it ours. Here we go. A little tip with the tactics. This season, I've noticed that we've had less controlling games, and that makes us give away too many chances. So something I've been doing recently in games is switching the pass reception to pass the feet, That allows us to keep the ball better, and with the quality dribblers we have in this team, it allows them to create more chances off the dribble rather than hope for through balls. And well, Mercado doesn't need much more help this season, as he bangs the winner against Girona. Little tactic tweaks can win you games. The lead away from Real Madrid grows as they drop more points versus Celta Vigo. 3 games to go, and Mallorca up next. A team with nothing to play for, and by the looks of how many regens they have in their starting 11, maybe they're well and truly on the beach. Well, Oscar took full advantage of that, and with a 12-minute brace, Mallorca did absolutely nothing. Next up, Judgment Day versus Barcelona. We have a 5-point lead, and with 2 to play, this would be like a Liverpool-level collapse to lose it from here. But Barca can put the pressure on with a win. 5 minutes in, Pedri plays a long ball over the top. 3 Barca players are running in behind. Surely somebody's offside. It falls to Yamal, who drives home for the lead. Offside? No? Okay, we're behind early. 12th minute. Yamal plays the ball through to Torres, who is alone in the middle. Where's our defenders? Doesn't matter. Torres scores 2-0. This couldn't have started any worse. Approaching halftime, nice run from Yamal, sees him ghost into the box. Cross for Torres makes it 3. It's all over now. Absolutely blown away. Wow. Okay, we do need to pick ourselves back up though. There's one more game this season. We still have the lead. All we need to do is win, and the title is ours. Barca play Mallorca, and from what we've just seen, they're in no state to be playing football at the moment. So it's all on us. To make this game even bigger, this is the last game at the Riazor. This has been the home of Deportivo since 1906, so a massive event for the fans, and we have to make it perfect by lifting the trophy in front of these loyal fans who have been following Deportivo through these tumultuous years of multiple relegations, but we've brought them back, and now we're in the position to bring back glory to the once giant of Spanish football. Win, and the title is ours. Here we go. 35th minute, Podolski finds Jeremy in some space, the winger turns, smashes home for the lead. Who better in this team to score the goal that could potentially win us the league? If we look at the table, we're top. Nobody can catch us. No goal for Barcelona yet, so they drop to 3rd. We just need to stay ahead. Half-time, and Racing Santander have been no threat to us as of yet. Barca are still goalless. As it stands, we're champions. 50th minute in Mallorca, Yamal plays through Torres to score. They're ahead. We just need to hold on. 55th minute, back at the Riazor, Oscar finds Mercado with a cutback, so it's 2-0. Let the confetti fall. There is no way we lose it from here. We did it. Start of the season, it felt like it was going to be another season with a normal top 3 finish, but we locked in. A few tactical tweaks and trust in the stars saw us fly through to the final day. Slight stumble versus Barcelona, but we recovered well, and we secure what's rightly ours. Glory back to Deportivo de La Coruña. What an incredible season. 5 seasons to bring Deportivo back to glory. The rebuild is complete. Okay, final team overview of the series, and obviously we carry the individual awards. Ingentron wins Young Player of the Year, Bishasari wins Goalkeeper of the Year for the 3rd season in a row, proving to be one of the best signings of this save. And I finally get that Manager of the Year award. No more perfect way to end this. So here's the winning squad. Aretha Bale was back to his best this season with goals and assists, 21 goals for the Colombian, who was never supposed to be first choice striker back in season 2 when we signed him. Mercado took a leap with the season free of injuries with 13 goals and 11 assists from centre midfield. Oscar in the early season was looking to have an off year, but picked up his form when we did and was excellent again. Cesar Gelabert, who was abysmal last season, but this year was a massive squad player and stepped up on multiple occasions for us. David Mellor, who after season 1 I didn't think would be able to step up a division, but he's at his best season in our title winning year. Cuenca came in and did a job. No doubt if I continued this save that he would go on to dominate Spanish football for years. We had the best defence in Spain for 3 seasons. Bishasari, Rualt, Podolski, Comas, Cabello, and the centre-back Cuenca, and Ingentron, they were also important to that. And I couldn't end this video without talking about Jeremy. First few years of this save, I didn't think he would still be here. It felt like the player that we had to sell to be able to compete financially with the big dogs. But he stuck it out, and he got a well-deserved title. But all these players did important jobs to get us to this title, but I can't sit here all day and talk about them. This video is way longer than it should be anyway. So that's it. We did it. We completed the rebuild. and won the title. Thanks to everybody who's liked, commented and watched any or every video of this series. I've had so much fun creating these videos, and I'm glad that some of you have been enjoying it too. But don't worry, I'm currently working on a new save view to watch, and that'll be coming very soon. And I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as you've enjoyed this series. So thanks again for watching. Every view, like, comment means so much to me. So I'll see you for the next series.